I'm trying to start something about the youth of today and how we're losing them, how we're failing them, feeding them these dreams, and they believe in it, and yet they faced with all of the problems that we talk about in the world today. We wonder why we have so many problems, because we never address the problem until something drastic happens, and then that's when we go into the person's life, the person's where he come from, his background, his family, what he did. And that's the time we become interested, when it's become a national story. Other than that, we don't seek to help these children. And in that instance, we get problems that occur where these mass shootings happen, or they kill people just on a regular basis through robbery, whatever. It's always signs to this behavior coming. It's in the human nature to survive. It's in the human nature to provide. And even though the way that some of these kids choose to do that, it's not the way that society look at it. It's still a means of their survival through robbery. Robbery can be two things. It can be either for survival, or it can be either for selfish gain. That's the only two things that it can be for. So the question is, why are they doing that? Is it for selfish gain, meaning they want these new Jordans and someone else have it, or is it they have siblings at home that needs to eat? And in any one of those cases, it's not a reason to do it. And I mean, we can sit there and say, well, even I said that people will survive at any cost, but it's all types of programs, all types of, things that you can take on an avenue if you're doing that to support your siblings or feed yourself. But if you're riding for selfish gain, that's a whole different ballgame. And this is going to be like the start of me implementing to bring insight on how damaged our children are, meaning our youth. And the question I have for everyone in this world is, are we really trying to end juvenile delinquency, or are we just trying to put a cap over it so it doesn't spread like wildfire? And when I say that because it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, because of the behavior of these juvenile delinquents, we have employment. We have the juvenile detention centers, we have the judges, the lawyers, probation officer. Everybody is benefiting from these juveniles' behavior, except the person who all these programs is centered around, the juvenile. They don't benefit any kind of way, because if they did, then it wouldn't be a repeat offender. So my question is, are we really trying to end this, or are we just trying to keep it under the radar till where it's not a public outcry for help? It's just, okay, they do a little something every now and then, but still keep this multi-billion-dollar industry going that they have. Because if you look at it, the juveniles go from the juvenile facility. Once they get out the juvenile facility, they migrate to the parish jail, which is adult jail. And then from there, if they still don't grab a hold of their life and their actions, then they go to the prison. So it's basically like a graduation. You from elementary, middle school to high school, and then you go to college. In this instance, it's basically middle school, high school, then you go off to college, which will be Angola, Hunts, St. Gable, so on and so forth. So I'm really heartfelt about helping these kids. And don't confuse my tears for pity. My tears is not pity. My tears is sincerity from the heart and really believing what I'm doing in my cause and what I'm trying to bring to light, because these children are lost. These children really don't know. They only know what they see. They really don't have the teaching, the upbringing, none of the foundations needed to be a productive citizen. And it's sad because we automatically assume that, oh, you know better. But how will they know if they never was taught? They can hear that, okay, yeah, that's wrong. But just like we teach our kids, we have to teach these kids. Don't assume that they know. And I myself am still learning as far as in working in the juvenile system, because I had that same mind mentality. I shouldn't have to tell you this. You should already know this. But when you make assumption, it's the same. When you make assumptions, you make an ass of yourself. And that is true, because once you look into it, you realize what type of life this kid had. This kid been on the street all his life, eating out of trash cans. So being in a gang, robbing people, that is their cultural norm. It's not the norm for society, but in their society, that is their norm. So the question is, how do we fix that? Is it fixing it by locking him up? I'm going to tell you firsthand, no. Because when you lock him up, he may be in there for a little petty crime. But when you lock him amongst habitual offenders that been in there, in and out for multiple years, then he's exposed to that. That's just like you going into a biotoxic area without the correct equipment. 9 times out of 10, that is going to latch on to you, and you're going to have that same sickness. So that's the same way in a judicial system when you put a child into a facility full of criminals. That is that biotoxic. That is the chemical that is going to poison this child and cause this child not to be able to live up to his full potential. And we don't look at it like that. Even I said, when they commit a crime, lock them up. But what are we really locking up? Are we trying to lock up that behavior, or are we trying to lock up that child and that behavior? We trying to make this behavior cease to exist, but the only way to do that is get to the root of the problem. And once we get to the root of the problem, then we implement steps into helping these children gain that knowledge and that independency so they can flourish and make it on their own. But just throwing them in the cell, that's not doing anything. We care, I ain't gonna say we, because I really don't like animals, but America care more about an animal being treated harshly than they do some of these kids. And that is sad. I'm not saying an animal life is any less, but what I'm saying is, you as a human being, those animals is not our future, in my opinion. These children is our future. You're not going to see no dog sitting in the president's seat. You're not going to see no dog sitting in the Senate seat. You're not going to see no dog being no teacher, no educator in any type of field. But these children, this is what's going to keep this future running. These children is the ones that's coming up that's being these animal cruelty type people. So when they don't have no love or no love to give, how do you expect them to show remorse or anything to an animal or to people in general? So what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, from the president on down, we really need to get a plan in place to really help these kids and stop putting all these different programs in place to collect money and act like you're helping these children, because if you were, crime with youths won't be increasing, it will be decreasing. So obviously it's really not working, or in actuality it's not designed to work. It's just designed to look good to the naked eye and on paper. But behind the scenes, yeah. So it's like we need to really get it together. We need to help these mothers that's falling by the wayside. Don't just judge that mother or that father because he's absent or he's doing this or she's doing that. Anybody can criticize, but constructive criticism is what's needed. Yeah, we